Without a doubt, the most important quality for a spiritual seeker to have, for someone who wants the existential truth and for someone who wants inner peace, is a very strong amount of desire for those things, a strong emotional desire. Where does that emotional desire come from? Well, in the first instance, it comes from an act of grace. You could say it comes from your past karma, if you want, possibly from past lives. Um, and this life can be cultivated by uh, what's called satsang, which is association with the wise, association with spiritual teachers, association with other spiritual seekers, and association with uh, the great scriptures and texts, which is a kind of association with the teachers who wrote those texts. But in speaking of this strong desire and how that propels you forward and why that's so important and critical, I just came across this beautiful anecdote by the famous Swami Vivekananda, who lived around the turn of the 20th century. And he was talking about his own teacher, Sri Ramakrishna. And this is what he says. He says, Sri Ramakrishna once told me that not 1 in 20 millions in this world believed in God. I asked him why, and he told me, suppose there's a thief in this room, and he gets to know that there is a mass of gold in the next room, and only a very thin partition between the two rooms. What will be the condition of that thief? I answered, he will not be able to sleep at all. His brain will be actively thinking of some means of getting at the gold, and he will think of nothing else. Then he replied, do you believe that a man could believe in God and not go mad to get him? If a man sincerely believes that there is that immense, infinite mine of bliss, and that it can be reached, would not that man go mad in his struggle to reach it? So that's the true import of a belief in God, right? If you really believe, not without reason, with reason, right? Thinking about why one would credit the possibility, right? But if you really believe there is a path to truth uh, and peace through the spiritual, then you ought to be motivated by an incredibly strong desire that's all-consuming. It is the power of that all-consuming desire that will propel you towards the goal.